Good night, good night. Out here at the salon, had to fill the vending machine, get that thing going for the week, collect the money out of it. Probably made about like $100 off that thing this week, so that's really good. Had to restock and resupply and get more stuff. Which, so I kind of have a little extra time. I took off a week from my night job, so all I gotta do is work my day job, which isn't too bad, and I was doing some stuff for that. Anyways, to the point of this video, I was listening to Ghost God, the Thinking Man's Templar, and he was talking about how a lot of people are on SYSBM right now and talking about it and putting it in their video their video titles and everything like that, myself included, and they're not really talking or living that life. Excuse me, they're talking about it, but they're not really living that life. They don't really have anything. They're not really doing any trips or anything like that. They don't have anything planned this year to go anywhere. And he's right. I mean, a lot of people are like that. You know, they jump on the bandwagon. I even noticed it myself. Oh, there it is. Is it there? Yeah, cool. I even noticed it myself while I'm even my video that I put up last time, where I showed that I put this up. I haven't put anything up about MGTOW, or I haven't put anything up about IBMOR. But I put this up about SYSBM and put that in the title. And what I notice is you start to get people that are on these bandwagons. Now, I'm not trying to jump on the SYSBM bandwagon. I did put a video up supporting it because I like what the brothers are doing, and I understand it. And I understand, like, hey, listen, you want to have that flag, that thing that you, that thing that you kind of par with, if you will, or that thing you associate yourself with at sometimes, or something that's acts as a guiding light for you. And I think that's very important to have. You know, like, if you're out here and you're going through all this BS and you're looking at it and you're like, okay, what thing fits me? I support them. And I hope these brothers go on to do things that are great and successful and actually make them happier. Myself, personally, I'm a MGTOW because I like to understand women. It's not like I don't like women. It's not like I don't like black women or American black women. I know the problems that we have and so on and so forth as people in this American society, but really, that doesn't mean I don't want to have a woman. I'm not at that MGTOW level. I'm slowly getting there though, because from the things that I'm looking at in terms of like houses, they're in the middle of nowhere. I'll be sitting on 100 acres, but you know, I gotta have a damn satellite connection. But the goal of this video is to say, hey, listen, if you're going to talk SYSBM, if you're going to talk MGTOW, if you're going to talk IBMOR, if you're going to talk even black power, black empowerment, black first and all that stuff, really do be about it. Like, you know, I give my nephew red pill philosophy. I give my nephew MGTOW philosophy and things that he's doing. He's actually in the Army right now. And, you know, that's a little bit scary on our end, like, you know, us thinking about it and him possibly having to go to war. But at the same time, I tell him, like, listen, this is how you treat these women out here. Like, don't treat them disrespectful. Be upfront with them. Let them know everything that's going on in terms of how you feel and all that other stuff. Express yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't hide them. Don't hide. Don't trick them. None of that bullshit. Be upfront with them. Don't bullshit about it. And that's a part of, like, you know, living this life in its entirety. Living this lifestyle in its entirety. MGTOW lifestyle, for instance, is like you teach men that, hey, listen, this is female behavior. This is what's probably going to happen to you if you take this route. Understand the consequences of this. Understand the consequences of living in this society and thinking a certain way. And Ghost God, the Thinking Man's Templar, he said something that was very powerful. He's like, if you're not thinking MGTOW, SYSBM, or any of these other different factions, even IBMOR to a certain extent, because IBMOR for me is like, you want to get married, but you're thinking on a different level of it, and you look at it more like it's a business, and you're really trying to your black family is a company. It's in and of itself. That's how I take it. I've never read the tenets of IBMOR, so I don't really know it. But been in somewhat of an IBMOR circle, if you will, through the association of BGS. and talking with him and listening to other people like even Adigan Forrest and stuff like that. But definitely can't totally claim it more, but I do like what it is and its tenets. Same thing with SYSBM. So, you know, if you're gonna do these things, really immerse yourself in it. You know, like, hey, start looking at ways to do trips. I would like to see some videos where these SYSBM brothers are not really just talking, not just talking about what they're doing and the philosophies, but yo, listen, like, start planning trips and stuff. That'd be cool to see. And again, I'm not a big person in SYSBM circles, so that might actually be being done. So that's awesome. That'd be really cool if that is the case. But I would like to see like talk travel videos, you know what I mean? Like going on Trivago and teaching people how to like get these trips. You see all this stuff all the time on other channels. You see it on channels where people are like expatriates, you know, and they expatriate to other countries, and they do a lot of different traveling, getting all the reward points and all that other stuff. I don't believe in that anymore, but you know, I believe you should have, if you have a $2,500 credit card, that $2,500 is supplied by you. And that's something I'm living right now. That's a part of my 2-year plan. And I'm already I'm already put quite a bit of money into that account so that I can actually just, right now I have about $750 in the account. And that's what I consider my credit card. And I pay it back to make sure that it keeps that balance. So that's something I'm working on, or have been working on. But a lot of that stuff is a part of even MGTOW, SYSBM, IBMOR, is that you're thinking about these things to actually put yourself in a better position to say, hey, listen, when I want to make a move, the move is already made. It's there. Like, everything is in place to make said move, and I'm not having a problem with it. So I think, you know, a lot of these people that are talking this SYSBM stuff, I do believe they should be checked. What's it called? Edward was saying something where it's like, hey, listen, from now on, you know, if you're talking all this black stuff, I'm probably gonna start checking a lot of these people on these panels and saying, hey, what is you like? Who did you last date? You know, kind of check their pedigree, check their lineage, check their dating relationship status, and what they've done in the past. You know, and say, hey, listen, who have you dated? Was it a non-black woman? Do you have kids with a non-black woman? Things like that. And they say, hey, listen, where are you really coming from? A lot of these dudes I've said in the comment section before, a lot of these people are verbal trannies, you know, like, and what I mean by verbal trannies is a lot of these dudes are men, but verbally, their rhetoric, their thought process is that of a woman. They're not really dudes. Like, verbally, they're not dudes. They get mad, they flip over tables, they do all this other fuck shit, and it's like, you listen to it and you hear them go off. I've heard it multiple times on BGS's channel where dudes really just go off, especially during the Pookie and Ray Ray battles. And this SYSBM stuff, what's going on right now, is no different. This shit is all theater and inter-fucking-tainment. One or two people will get on. It's good advertisement to a certain point, to a certain extent, I should say. But really, all this shit is just, it's just the same old shit over and over and over again. And people talk about this, and they're not really about this life. And they're not really about this life in the sense that they're just talking about this shit because it's entertainment for them. And that shit pisses me off, and has been pissing me off for a little while. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see me on the BGS channel, like, you know, on his hangouts, because I'll go and like, I might say something in the chat just to say hi or whatever, but you see the same things, you hear the same things all the time. No disrespect to his platform and what it's done and what it's created and spun off in a lot of ways, and he's actually breathed life into a lot of things, which is really quite astounding. But there's other things where you're listening to people and they're just doing this. There's nothing else. It's just theater. It's like, you know, so I want sometimes, okay, I'll put it on me. Personally, sometimes I go there and I want to hear the fuck shit. I want to hear these people fucking go off. And I'll be like, you know, it's just like, okay, but then I get into it and I'm like, I really am tired of hearing these people go off like this. I really am tired of hearing these people say all these same things and saying it loudly and, you know, flipping tables over in a sense verbally and getting all fucking emotional and all this other shit. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of this. It's cool for 2 seconds, but, you know, it's not really entertainment anymore. But a lot of these people, even though they're putting out this information, and in some cases it's really good information, it gets drowned out by the other people that are there for fucking theater. Like this gladiators in the Coliseum. You know, you're there for the fucking bloodbath. And I don't know. I could blame my programming. I could blame my culture, my upbringing, what have you. But I've actually made a conscious effort to stay away from that and move away from that and just say, hey, listen, I really don't want to listen to this stuff anymore, because it's gotten to the point where this doesn't really make any sense and it's not really pushing me forward. It's not, you know, as you know, this is my salon, barbershop salon, nail techs and all this other stuff. And this is one of my businesses. I still have my computer consulting business, even though I have my day job and my night job. And even on my night job, I just got a promotion. Looking for some more money and seeing how that's all going to work out. But hopefully that can probably get me in at that job. I'm probably making about 55 grand a year at night or working the night shift. I'm looking to make maybe 60, 70 grand. That'd be real nice. Doing more computer and development work during my day job. And again, the reason why I'm taking such low pay is, one, I already have other sources of income, and I have a day, as far as the day job, I'm making 75 at the day job salary. So I get like probably about 2,300 every 2 weeks or so from that. And then from the night job, I get close to like 1,800, 2 grand or so. So this year I'm looking to net probably about 102 grand just off of W-2s. And that's with my current earning. That's not with the raise. Anyways, and it's like, okay, talk about that stuff. You know, like I just pushed off those numbers because I've been, you know, going at it and looking at these different things and looking at everything else in terms of like my finances and my projections and what I can do to pay off the debt that I have. Because I'm trying to pay off the debt that I have, catch up with things here even at the shop. I've talked about, you know, hey, the shop not doing well in some cases, or not even doing well enough, so we've been behind on stuff. But pushing to make this shop, keeping this shop and getting it to a point where it is profitable. It's going to take longer than expected, but longer than expected and projected. But at the same time, that's where the mindset comes in, not so much the numbers. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do mentally to make sure you're putting yourself in a better place. And again, back to what we're really talking about here. SYSBM, people on the bandwagon, people not really living this life, and so on and so forth. These are the things that we need to really be talking about. I'm really getting tired of just everything is fucking relationships and what you're doing with your fucking dick. What you're doing, what this bitch is doing with her pussy. I can go to the fucking club right now, smelling half sweaty, with my fucking nuts not even fucking washed. Get a bitch, fuck her in the fucking champagne room or what the fuck ever, knock that hoe off, and then go home. Then take a fucking shower. We're not talking about business, man. We're not talking about land. We're not talking about fucking ETFs. Why isn't it something like the Black Brain Trust doesn't have more people? Why is it that we have more people on these channels where they're going off and they're saying these things about relationships? Culturally speaking, black people are immature as fuck. And I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm really getting tired of this shit, man. Everybody wants to talk black business and empowerment and so on and so forth. Then I got to deal with general contractors that are black, that are Jamaican black, like myself. And they fucking screw my mom over. This is your fucking people. And they're screwing you over, bro. I got black people in here that owe me fucking money, and then they come in here and using the facilities every fucking day. And then, yo, listen, they about to get kicked the fuck out of here. Because when I start putting my fucking foot on their neck, And I understand that's my fault. I had to pull off and pull back a little bit so I can get my shit right for this fucking day job. But now that shit is straight, and I've been there for about a month or so and gotten some fucking checks. Bitches, y'all fucking gone, because I'm already paying this shit. You 1-2 weeks behind, fuck out. That's just how it is. You try to work with these people, you try to work with your own people, you try to say, hey, listen, you know, this is happening, so on and so forth. So it's just like, yo, listen, you paying everybody else but me. Your fucking black brother, your black sister, whatever the fuck you want. Your black business owner, entrepreneur. You paying everybody but that person. And then you want the fucking community to come up. Then you're gonna get fucking mad at SYSBM. You're gonna get fucking mad at, mad at people like BGS and then try and fucking dox him, or dox him, I should say, not even fucking try. Put his shit the fuck out there where the man has to fucking worry about his own damn family. You niggas is immature as fuck. You're fucking babies. You're verbal fucking trannies, man. You're verbal fucking trannies. A lot of these dudes are verbally fucking women. You're emotional as shit. You sound like a fucking bitch, and I'm tired of that shit. You ain't talking about business. You ain't talking about doing what's necessary to get shit done. I used to own a fucking 7 Series. When it came time, and I said, hey, listen, this doesn't make any sense. I had a 04 Ford Explorer with 240,000 miles on it, and a 7 Series. It was like a 2011 7 Series. I had already bought it used. I had it about 2 years. And when it came time, and I said, hey, listen, this doesn't make any sense. Or this, not actually, financially I could do it. But I just said, hey, that's what it was. This doesn't make any sense for me to renew this warranty, which cost me $4 grand a year. Fuck it, I'm selling the Ford Explorer. I'm downsizing just to one fucking vehicle, new. Had 0 miles on this shit. Now I got 56,000, and I've had it 2 years? 2 years now? Gave up the 7 Series and said, man, fuck it, I don't really need it anymore. They won't even warranty the thing. What are we doing when shit like that happens? In a sense, when shit really comes up, that wasn't shit that hit the fan, but I looked at it and I said, man, get this shit out of here. Because I'm going to need this extra money for anything that goes on. And that allowed me to make the necessary moves and put myself in a better position so that I can fucking do what's necessary to ensure that my businesses stay up. And I've always done that. And these motherfuckers ain't talking about that shit. I put ADOS on the fucking video and people go crazy about that and put all types of comments and, oh, you know, Jamaicans sit down, you ain't ADOS and all this other stuff and stuff people were saying even in that video. And then come back to it a couple months later, these motherfuckers eating each other, man. You know how fucked up that is? These people are talking all this stuff. Hey, listen, you know, ADOS, we're going to have this conference. We're going to do this. People making hats, t-shirts, mugs, and all this other stuff. Dudes that you were seeing talking all this ADOS stuff, they channels dying down because that whole movement is fucking dying down. It's shit that the cracks are showing, and these crabs is pulling each other fucking down. That shit's crazy to me, man. That ADOS thing really fucked me up, and that pissed me the fuck off. And sadly, I said, man, I think this is gonna happen, but I hope it doesn't. And I think I even expressed that in the video where I fucking titled it ADOS. And I was like, whoa. These people are really, like, now the people talking about Tone and Yvette and all this other stuff and going off on them and all this other stuff. People that, you know, were formerly of the ilk of ADOS and behind that whole movement, now they're talking out about it and how they feel is disingenuous. It's better to be a foundational black American and FBA, and, you know, like, you see that divide and all this other stuff. And I can understand it from some point. It's good because it kind of separates the wheat from the chaff. It separates the weed from the roses, so on and so forth. But it's sad to hear some of the things that I'm hearing and how people are talking about it and saying things that are negative about a movement. And it's like, okay, just move away. And it's the same thing with SYSBM. These brothers are out here and they're just moving away. A lot of these brothers, like Edward says all the time, a lot of these motherfuckers been doing this shit. Now we just got a name associated with it. A lot of these motherfuckers been doing this shit. And us as a fucking society, as a group of fucking people in American society, a small sliver of the population, we're going crazy over this little shit. Oh, you know, you brothers can't leave, or you're not real men, or this other shit, or you're not high quality. What's high quality? Your baby daddy that ain't with you? The fact that he is a baby daddy and not a husband? You immature fucks don't want this shit. And I can tell you don't fucking want this shit. Over and over again, I could see it in the society and the social decay that we fucking go through as a people. And these motherfuckers act like they really want this shit. No, you fucking don't. You want this death and destruction. You want the entertainment. You want the fucking gladiators. You want people to fucking shout at you and tell you you're a fucking immature prick. You want people to say, oh, listen, you really ain't really about this, and so on and so forth, so you can puff up your fucking chest and act like you got something. And it shows in everything that you fucking do as a fucking people, as a fucking group. This shit is ridiculous, and I'm getting fucking tired of it. And it's the same shit over and over and over again. And why? Why? What's the point? What are we doing? What are we really getting at? What are we doing to actually make an improvement about ourselves and our society and put ourselves in a better situation so that we can actually progress? We can actually put ourselves higher on this fucking totem pole and stop getting shitted on. What are we doing? Are we taking the fucking risk? I'm not saying my fucking salon was a good fucking thing, because as it is, I've been paying for it. It's a fucking liability. I've been burning money on this shit. But motherfuckers is not trying, man. We out here talking about this other shit, and when brothers of action, brothers of actual means say, hey, listen, you know what? That's funny, because I got my car from Plantation Ford. We're gonna escape the fucking plantation. We're doing every fucking thing. We're trying to escape the fucking plantation. We're trying to escape the fucking plantation. And when people try and fucking escape the plantation, these motherfuckers is like, nah, niggas, come back. Nah, you brothers. Hey, brother, come back, brother. And all this other fucking bullshit. They want us to fucking come back. They want men of means, men of money, like men of any type of money. You know what I mean? It kind of kills me, really, when BGS is saying a man that makes over $50-something thousand, $60,000 is top 20%. If you're making 100 grand, you're really top 1%. How the fuck? You mean to tell me, as a person that's making that type of money, that's in the 1%, well, I think it's actually top 5% is 100 grand. But a man that's making that type of money, you're telling me, that I'm fucking that top 5%, top 1%, if anything, of black male millennial earners, if you want to like cut it down to that size, to that group, small group of people. That's what I am? I'm 1%? If I'm 1%, we got fucking problems. Cause this shit don't make no fucking sense. And really, it shows that it doesn't make any fucking sense. Because guess what? A lot of these motherfuckers are immature as shit and they think that's real money. That money ain't shit. It'll get you one or two things, a couple baubles, a couple trinkets. But it ain't shit, man. And the sad part is more and more people can't get to that. More and more of our people aren't getting to that, I should say, is to make a more, I guess, factually correct statement. Make a statement that I'll actually be right on. I'm really just sick and tired of the immaturity that our people are going through. And you see SYSBM, you see ADOS, you see fucking MGTOW, IBMOR, and all these other movements. And these people are trying to make these things happen. And then some way, shape, or form, somebody comes in and then just causes a divide, splits it even more. Now it's ADOS, FBA, and stuff like that. If you will, because it's not like they were ever together anyway, but, you know, motherfuckers can't even bring up reparations without trying to fucking cut each other's throats. These motherfuckers just watching back, just sitting back watching us and be like laughing. It's like, these motherfuckers will never get reparations. You got these gay motherfuckers out here. You got these gay motherfuckers out here doing this shit and putting it together quicker and faster and actually with a more unified front. And that's based off of what they do with their genitalia. Hey man, y'all don't want it. All y'all want all you motherfuckers want is just entertainment. I can't knock you for it. It's exactly what I want to. But my entertainment is the death of this bullshit. As always, thanks for listening.